Okay, hello. This is the Frugal Eclectic, otherwise known as. Oh, wait a minute. I'm busy writing. Okay, now I can. Okay. And. Oh, I gotta get my thingy out. I gotta get my props out. Yeah, here. Noodle. And. Okay, yeah, and I know, I still haven't, taken them off. But remember, joy, joy. Okay. Eventually, I'll get them off. And yes, I found, I forgot to show this a couple weeks ago, but I found my Joyce banner that Jonna made me. Okay, yeah. Well, hello, sweet layers, Paula. Hello, Minky. I'm not sure if I know your name. Is it Joan, maybe? Just look at chat. You might find your name rolling around in there somewhere. Okay, well, Paula, what are you doing here? Not that I don't mind you being here, but are you getting dressed for work and then just mysteriously leave my chat and then I'm talking to you and you're not there? So if you happen to leave the chat, tell me you're leaving. Okay? And then if I don't see it, people in chat, you have to tell me that I didn't see it, okay? So, so I'm not talking to somebody when they're not there. You get it? Got it? Good. Well, hello. We're just going to sit here and I'm going to make you watch me twiddle my thumbs. Okay. Yeah, okay. Again, for those of you, I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. It kind of looks like a shark. It looks like a shark. Yeah, like a, yeah. I'm not going to say anything, Paula. I have my ways. I have my ways, Paula. Just saying. Just saying. I kept this because of all the different words. And I was going to cut some of them out, but then I didn't do it. So let's see. I don't want to cut. Let's see. Let me put it in mine. I've got my Eileen. That's cute. Okay. Alrighty. So anyway. Oh my giggles. Oh my giggles. Alright, so this, I've got projects. And it's like, you really need another project, right? You type. Of course, some of you know. Oh no! I picked up the wrong thing. I have several of these things. I was going for this one and I picked up this one. Ah! One moment. Looks around for the hidden camera. Oh my giggles. Oh my giggles. Oh, ow! One moment, please. I'm getting stuck on my chair. Have you ever had your chair handle get into some of your clothing and keep you attached to the chair? Well, that just happened to me. So one moment, please. I gotta go under, guys. Don't bump my head. Oh my giggles. Oh my giggles. Oh my giggles. Just now. Oh my giggles. Oh my giggles. Oh my giggles just now. Okay. So we can see her. Eileen says that Paula puts her clothes on backwards so we can see her coming and going. Oh my giggles. Okay. Oh my. Oh, Eileen. Are you full of piss and vinegar today? I think Eileen's full of piss and vinegar. Oh my giggles. Eileen. Hello there, Chessie. I'm trying to get this back in the folder. Oh. Anyway, what I was trying to say before I picked up the wrong folder and let it all hang out here is you always are. Eileen admits that she's always she's always Are you talking to me, Galena? Oh. Oh, stacks of shape. SOS. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, I might as well just put that there. All right. So anyway, some of you know on my IG. You got your new lappy. Oh, okay, good. About time you figured that out, Paula. Oh, my word. Oh, Eileen, bite your tongue. Anyway. Okay. So, some of you guys who follow me on my IG know that, Maggie Holmes and her new collection. Well, it's a bit bright for me, but, I thought, there are some components of it that, attract me. So, I thought and then I went looking and I did some, like I told you on my IG, and I went through my napkin container and, found napkins. And now I'm, I guess, creating my own version of Maggie Holmes' Flourish collection. So this is this one is the first one, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted, so I'm going to have to redo it. But this one so far, I'm doing different pages and stuff, and like I said, making my own version of the Maggie Holmes Flourish collection. And so, as you can, it's all here. I'm gathering stuff inside here. So, yeah. Eileen does that all the time. Oh, yeah. And, oh, one moment, please. I got to go get something. It's in my bedroom. Now, where did I put my drawing books? Okay, I moved it. Oh, here it is. I had to move them out of the way because they were bugging my feet. Okay, well, I have these two, and yes, it did come. I haven't really had a chance. I've thumbed through it a little bit, but I haven't had a chance to actually sit down. Yeah. Let's see, you have... I didn't see that, Kimberly. Okay, so, did they bless you with a lappy, Paula? Or did they bless you with an Amazon account? I'm assuming it's the Lappy, which is awesome. Okay, so, okay, which is nice. All right, so I got these. So I figured I'm covered. I think I got the drawing covered. Okay. This is obviously, I'm going to assume that stuff that's covered in here is covered in here, but this is, again, see, like this, where it's done over papers and stuff like that. So, you know, so I figure I've got it covered between all of this. Okay, now, then my, oh, okay, good, Paula. Thumbs up. This came. I've had it, I've thumbed through it, and I look back at it and I'm like, I don't want to, you know, because this, you know, I'm like, ah! Yeah, so Dee Dee made me do it. And here's the, I believe this is the pen. No. Where's the pen? Uh-oh. I don't think it's a Tombow. Okay, hold on. I have the picture of it right here. ABT, so it's completely black. All right, I haven't used it because it's part of my calligraphy thing. But, so it's here. The pen is here somewhere. ABT, but it's completely black. So this is my gray one that I apparently purchased. I'm pretty sure it was all black. Yeah, N15, and this is N55. So this is my gray one. And oh man, I hate that because it's been here. I must have, that's one of the reasons why I took all my pencils out of this little thing here, because they were constantly getting knocked and I didn't want the, I love having it there because my keyboard actually sits on top of it. Yeah. Okay. And I do keep a few things here. But where did the Tombow go that goes with the calligraphy? Or I should say the brush. It's one of those days I told you. Let's see. Janet is going to do all my brush lettering for me. Oh, okay. So Sarah. Okay, Paula was telling Sarah that the stream is actually on Ustream. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'm kind of freaking a little bit here because where did my Tombow go that belongs to my kit? Hello there, CB. Well, it has to be around here somewhere. I mean, I know that I didn't just throw it out, you know. So it may have, like I said, you know. Okay, so anyway, and this one is that day I told you about, you know, I go over and I check out Dee Dee, who Dee Dee follows. And she happens to follow Printable Wisdom on IG. And I got to looking, and what caught my attention was they said that they work with your handwriting. They don't, this particular thing, they work with your own handwriting. They don't force you to do the, you know, all that. They give you the anatomy of a calligraphy and they tell you what it is here, but it's not someone else's, you know, brush thing. It's yours. They use your own handwriting. And that's what caught my attention. So, you know, I purchased it. You ate my pen. You ate my Tombow pen. Delina, I'm telling you, I'm going to beat you up. I mean, seriously. But, you know, like, so yeah. Did you change your ticket? You look up and you're like, what are you guys talking about? And you guys are ordering stuff? Okay, so yeah, while I'm just busy chatting, and I did go out Saturday, and I did some shopping for my giveaway. And in the process, I just happened to see this for $1.49. And I thought, you know, I kind of like that. It's Americana. And it's I liked the paint. So I thought, you know, for $1.49, I'll just pick it up, you know. I haven't played with it yet. And then, of course, I love 3/4 inch brushes. I just love it. And I got some, you know, inexpensive watercolor things for my giveaway, for my, you know, the glue party giveaway. And I bought an extra same brush as this for that as well. So they have two brushes, the one that came with it, and then this one here. So yeah. And that kind of bugs me, guys. So you'll probably see me grab a hold of it here and there, you know, kind of looking for it, because I'm, you know, that's kind of like, really? This is not amusing to me. Okay, these fell out of my, here, my typewriter things. Yeah, last night I was using this, and I hold these little things like, you know, like this stuff here, like, what is this? The IBM flowchart maker thing. And yeah, and I have my rice strainer thing. Okay, I can put my paintbrush there. But anyway, and I haven't really had a chance to do that. So yeah, you'll probably see me just kind of like, what in the tarnation could I have done with that? That kind of bugs me. Anyway, yeah, I have to use what I have. Well, I do my best. And of course, remember guys, that, you know, I now have, once a month I do get some art allowance, art money. So okay, so let me see. I'll put okay, it's been by my bed, so I'll put it with my new thing here. Well, you know, this is, you know, I don't necessarily have anything like, I used to do calligraphy, but it's been so many years that, like, you know, yeah. So anyway, I figured, you know, for the price of this, I thought it was decent, and then I would have it, and I would, you know, be able to do it. And of course, this is one of those things that, you know, for the price and everything, I figured, hey, just go ahead and buy it, and then it's okay. You know, I've got it, and I'll start using it. It's like information. I did. So, guys, you have to remember that, hold on here. Even as you guys use what you have, I don't because I've been on such a really $0 to maybe $15 a month, you know, I haven't had that luxury of purchasing for as long as I've known you guys. You know, I mean, you know, it's a hit and miss. But now that I have it coming in regularly, you know, okay, this, so, you know, yeah. Galena, don't listen to Eileen. She doesn't follow her own use what you got rule. Okay, yeah. So anyway, yeah, like I said, and I'm busy. I'm sitting here. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm sitting here looking for that pen. That's gonna seriously. Let me look at my drawer here. Did I put it in my drawer? No. Okay. Well, oh wow! I closed that drawer in my fingernail polish. Woohoo! Well, I forgot to make the drawer, crack the drawer to keep my fingernail polish from. Okay, that's my excuse, CB. I don't have much, so I'm not going to follow that rule. Well, you know, um, like I've mentioned before, I told you how much, I think it was in the last one I was here. I think it's actually recorded and it's on YouTube that I actually told you the amount and how I break it down. So, I'm trying to be conscientious about it. Okay, now, what I was thinking, and I've got my, Alphabetica box down, and I was going through some of my collage. Yeah, going through some of my collage. Let's see, what rule? Eileen found me a website to pre-order that cutting mat. Oh my giggles. But see, that's something too, guys. Are you asking the proper questions? Is it a want or a need? Or is it just replenishing something that you already use? Is it, yeah, like glue sticks. I go through glue sticks these days like candy, like you would a favorite candy of yours. Yeah, I go through it a lot. My local scrapbook store is closing, and I was there Saturday. I'm hoping to go back this next Saturday to get a few more things. But I was sitting there and go, oh no, I need glue sticks. I bought a big one of these at Joann's, and I made an oversized our ATC card for Dee Dee and I actually glued and sewed on Aileen's tacky glue thing. So Dee Dee, I don't know if she still has it, but anyway, I think I picked up this was the last package, and I thought, I'm not going to go anywhere. The minute we get out of here, we're going home. So I better grab one. I better grab a backup. So I'll probably open this package up today because this is all I have left right there. That's all I have left of this one. So, yeah, okay. Okay, Paula, you have a good day. Don't giggle too much. Maybe just smile a little bit when you think of me. Oh, now they're teasing about how much stash they have, and they're teasing each other. Okay, now, so, I got out my Alphabetica, started going through it because I'm in the process of looking through my collage stuff to put into my glue book party giveaway. And what I thought to do, because this is still sitting in my face, is I thought I would go ahead to start with to finish this, and then we can that's what I'll start with, and then we'll segue when I get this done. This is part of the gift, the handmade gift portion of the giveaway. When that's done, I will move in to this one right here. This is where I have a bunch of screenshots. This is a screenshot from La Dolce Vita retreat. It's a retreat place in Italy, and I just loved it. I love the vintagey look of it, and and so what I did was I created a thing out of my 110-pound cardstock, and I'm just putting them in here because I have all these screenshots, And I thought, hey, I need to kind of, let me glue stick that down. Or did I? Oh, hey, tiny attacher. My first time of using it. I have permission from to spend all I want. They aren't interested in money. Legatees. Am I saying that right, Dorothy? Okay. Okay, so anyway, so then I got to thinking, well, obviously get them printed out and then start putting them in like a collage, a place where I can collage them. Oh, if I do that, oh, I like the front. I like this front cover. No, I'll glue it because I don't want the, if I tiny attach it there, it'll show up here. Well, you know what? Here goes. My first time of using the tiny attacher. Woohoo! Ah! Okay. Oh, man, that's tiny. Duh. Okay, that's not necessarily a blip. A complete blip. Let me do another one. Let me just do 3. Okay. Plastic. Static electricity. Okay. I used it. My tiny attacher. Now here, if I want to, I can take a needle and put some leftover floss. Instead of throwing it out, I can just bring the needle through the back end of the staple and then tie it off and let it hang. So anyway, after we get that done, you see I did this. This is, I mentioned this. This is the Crystal Neubauer, I think is how you pronounce her last name. And I follow her on IG. I actually found her through IG. And and I actually pay to be in a private Facebook group of hers. And so this, and this is, I took some, my ginger tea, green tea pouch. See, there's oh, come on, crosshatch. And I said, and I just did that. And so here, this is, I follow her on IG, Susanna Bauer. And she takes leaves and she crochets. That's a crochet in the leaf. Okay. She takes these leaves, outdoor leaves, and she crochets. She cuts them apart and then she crochets and then she puts them back together. And I'm sitting there like, really? You do that? And so, so here I have this. So I thought maybe, I could, I have some, before I throw these out, I thought, I could just do some like watercolor on them or something. Actually, let's get this started and while I'm doing the other, if I get these all colored, then they'll be drying while I'm doing the other one. Okay. And I'll use my new brush. Hiya there, grapey toes. Let's see, Central Time, so that way. Is that like after me? I don't know. All right, so where are my Neos? now that I'm sitting here going, okay. Oh no, where are my Neos now? Oh, hold on. Okay, I have. All right. Where are my Neos? Okay, in this particular area, in this book, I'm using more of my my neutrals. See, I have some neutrals in here, and you know, and these are screenshots of other people's stuff that has caught my attention, and so in this particular one, I'm kind of going with the more neutrally thing. So I'm like, wanting to be. So, okay, I'm gonna get up and see if I can. Where are my Neo 2s? My container of Neos. Oh, here they are. They were like buried. Okay, now, all right. With that in mind, I have a spritz, and I have some fresh water over yonder. Now let's see, I have here cinnamon. What is that? Of course, obviously my ochre. I got to get my ochre out. Yeah, ochre. And this is probably a sienna. Okay, what does it say? English red. I don't know. Okay. Not the black thing, the silver thing. I always want to take out the black part of this tray. Now let's see. Let's go into, this is raw sienna. And let's what's this one here? This is called, oh, Van Dyke Brown. I happen to like the Van Dyke Brown. And I think I actually have, it's a Lindy's walnut stain. I think that's my favorite, the walnut stains. And the Van Dyke Brown is awesome. I think I have the Van Dyke Brown. We'll go with these things here first. And again, I'm just gonna, and I have some napkins here that I've been just kind of brushing off on. Eventually, you might throw them out, or I might use them in paper collage. Let's see. Oh, hey, it's coming apart without tearing. So let's just kind of flip it over and just do it in a little bit different manner. Go ahead and bring this in, slightly different in color napkin. And we're just going to start doing. I thought about buying a water brush, but the only one they had that I could see at Joann's was the Tim Holtz one. And I thought you guys said that it wasn't necessarily a doable one. So I thought, no, I'm not going to pay $8 for a water brush that might have issues. So, and we're, okay, so this may not be, it may not be wet enough. This is the Van Dyke Brown. And of course, I might be doing this all wrong. I'm not. I was still, when I'm buying that stuff, I guess I just didn't have enough water on it. I like this color. Van Dyke Brown. So anyway, I better look up. Let's see here. Carlene is my YouTube. Okay. All right. Okay. So there's a start. And oh, I actually have some that one is raw sienna. This one here, I like my 3/4, but this one I'm not going to allow glue in. I will strictly keep it like kind of for watercolory, kind of like this, what I'm doing here. I'm not going to really get acrylic paint on it. I'm going to try not to do that. That way it's just for... But anyway, so I figured... Yeah, for an... I assume... I don't know. It could be the airbrush. It could have been the one that's supposed to be attached to the airbrush or something. I don't know. But I looked at that and I go, you know what? I'm not sure if someone said that it was having mechanical issues or what. So, you know, I thought, you know, I'll just buy a 3/4 inch brush, and then that way they have... Oh, now, see, I didn't have the brush wet enough. Now it's really picking up the... Oh, my. It's really picking up the... Yeah. It's fresh water. It doesn't have... My glue brush is in there, but it doesn't have any... The water itself does not have any glue in it. Okay. And I should be doing this on water, on a plastic mat, but... Oh, Henry. Okay. Let me do the Van Dyke over again. Get me some water. I've got something in my eye. Hold on, guys. I've got like a strand of my hair tied up in my eyelashes or something. Oh, man. I'm trusting that's better. Alrighty. And yeah, some of the raw sienna is on here, but oh, much better. That's what it was. You know, duh, Joyce. You say that. Just put it on here. This gets dry, and then you... I love this Van Dyke color. Love it. Okay. This one I really want all... Obviously, I won't get all of the white background off of it, but I want... Yeah, I want the edges to be all colored in. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's see, even with water... Oh, wait, I missed something. Hello there, Judy. Oh, gelatos, that's it. Gelatos, okay. Yeah. I know you guys, I never had the extra money to buy them. And I think Sarah said that she's going to set hers aside. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. I wasn't even paying attention. All right, so let's see. This is, okay, I already did that. The ochre. We'll go to the ochre. And I basically cleaned off the Van Dyke on that. And we'll get the ochre. Wow, I had some color. Yeah, I know, Eileen. That's what you said last time, is not to waste my money on gelatos. But like, Janet was saying that, yeah, now that she has, I think she said she still had them. And so, yeah, when I was sitting in the chat about, well, this ended up being, that's kind of an ochre, raw sienna, and Van Dyke all kind of rolled in there together. Okay, now here, okay, it's not, the brush is not damp enough. We're still, oh, there's the flicks that Dee Dee talks about. There's the ochre. Okay, do some more. And just as a, like, oh, hey, let's just do something funky. This, of course, is prepping so that while I'm doing the other thing, oh, I need to do these, but actually these white. Maybe get some black out and speckle on that or something. Okay, these can be drying. But what I'm going to do here is I just decided that I'm going to put some color. And, okay, I'll take... Okay, there's that. And I'm just going to douse me. And this can be... Where's the ochre? I think ochre and Van Dyke. This should be the Van Dyke brown and the ochre. So I'll put these up here to start drying. I'm going to just kind of random. And I figured the 3/4 inch brush is not going to be, oh, love that. Love it, love it, love it. It's not super wide, and yet as far as watercolor is concerned, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Because, some people don't, water. Oh, look, specks. Oh, wow, specks. Oh, love it, specks. Oh, look at that. Love that, specks. See what I'm saying? The 3/4 inch brush. And I am smart. Let's see. I mean, did you... Oh, they're talking about... Okay. Oh, you see the 3/4 inch brush isn't aggressively, it doesn't leave streaks. That's what the streaks that you guys talk about, it doesn't necessarily leave a whole bunch of streaks, that 3/4 inch. Oh, how the Van Dyke goes. Oh, look at that. Now, now there it left some blotchy things because, I didn't have... There. It's a little bit better. Okay. Let me go. Actually, I think because the leaf is going this direction. I think for now. Okay, let me smooth this just from the spine out. I'll smooth this down on the back side. And do the same. Oh, I can't really do it on the same on this side because yeah. All right, so that's okay. That's all right. Okay. All right, so let's do this. And I'll go ahead and this is good enough for now. And I can remember to do a little more cleaning of it. Oh, okay, I see. All right, that's okay. All right, so this I'll lay out. So I'm trusting by the time this will be dry enough, all these little pieces of paper will be dry enough for me to use on that one. And if not, I can potentially zap them if need be. All right, so these I'll lay down here. And all right, whoop. All right, so what we're doing, oh, I forgot about that. Well, okay, so here, what I'd like to do, and if I get it started now, it's not gross or anything, it's just little smudges that you type. And because I'm giving this away, I need to cover those smudges. So let's see here. This is still, the ochre is still wet. So let's just kind of, all right, and go ahead with the Van Dyke up here. It's still a little bit wet. All right, and I'm going to go ahead, a little bit of color, not much. All right, so I don't want this getting too wet, and I need to take off my jacket, a little sweater here. The marbling, the way they do it, like what? You mean that new pour stuff they do, or more of the old-fashioned, like with yak's bile and that type of thing? Piccola, the marbling technique, because the Italian marbling is originally with yak's bile and the inks and the water and stuff. So I don't know exactly which one you're talking about. You ordered the kit. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's just kind of see here. These are from 2003, and they still mark. These are they're all round tip, and these are Creative Memories. It didn't look very interesting. We're just, let's see, green. Let's go with the green. I'm actually, in this particular thing, I should not have done that, but hey, at some point, if I have to, I'll just go over it, And not much mess. Interesting. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't see the demo. But, All right, since I did that, and well, let's just go with it. Now that I've messed this up, that means, okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so you thought it looked like a waste of ink? Paint. Okay, so it's more of that, more of the, what they're, that acrylic pour stuff that they're doing. Okay. All right, so now that I've like thoroughly messed this up, let me go get a sponge. They, the bile or something. Original, I thought it was yak's bile or something. Yeah, for the pigment, the ink in the Italian marbling. Oh, I thought it was yak's bile or something. The bile of something. And all right, I'm just standing up here, reaching into my unorganized industrial shelves, and I'm pulling out, I'll just say 3 sponges there. Love my containers. All right. And put that back. No, it won't go back. Because I'm sitting at I'm standing at an angle and it won't go back in on its own. Okay, now I'm just going to cover before I get over here. And, if it kind of blurs on here, that's okay, I'll just kind of do some, I'll just like this was meant to be, and I'm just, it's a layer. It's not a mistake, it's a layer. All right, so let's see. Let's start with Mississippi mud. We're just gonna, I don't want a whole bunch. Don't want a whole bunch. Okay, just a little bit. And before you know what? All right, we're gonna, yeah, this is the right way. All right, we're just gonna kind of do some, I want to get some, I want that sponge to start. I don't want a big mess here. So let's see. Oh, come on, get this out of the way and put this down. And yeah, so we're gently covering up the mistakes. No one will ever know the difference. Of course, I'm recording this, so and it's one of those things that you didn't really need. I didn't really need, but arrows. So now I have stamping arrows. Okay, so I thought once this dries, I could even do some stamping on the arrows. And, I don't want to do the whole thing. I'm just, because obviously now I'm fixing up a mess. All right, so I'll let that dry. And let's see, something, let's see. Spa blue, my robin's egg, one of my robin's egg blue colors, what I call robin's egg blue. Let's just put some of that in there. Let's mix it with the mud brown. Sure, why not? Let's see. Well, we're just gonna, a little dabble do ya. A little dabble do ya. It's okay if there's some funky weirdness. The person who gets this, oh, hey, who knows? It'll be okay. All right, so now Malibu, Marbaboo, I don't know. Okay. All right, so there's that. And like I said, if it gets a little painty, that's okay. What's this? Okay, just dry glue, I guess. All right, this goes back in here. This goes up here. And, okay, let's just put it on the, I'll just set it on top of my Neo 2s there. And, oh, something there. Hold on. Let me, that's going to bug me. It's nothing gross. It's just, you know, sometimes when things sit around, they get little, I just think it's dried glue that's not wanting to come off. Okay, there. It's smooth. No. Okay, now it won't bug me anymore. Let's see. Starter set. Okay, that's not bad for as a starter set. So you're, CB, you're going to buy a cow because of Eileen. So how did Eileen induce you to buy a cow? Right next to the gators. All right, so they're having, obviously they're having a funky conversation in chat. And that just leads you to remember that this is a live show. You'll be seeing the recording if you're on YouTube. Well, anyway. So there's a chat involved. Okay. Okay, so, okay. All right, so this is where, so what I'm doing here, oh! Do you know what it involved? Okay, they're teasing the conversation now. CB is going to buy a cow because she wants ox gall. Yeah, so she can have ox gall free. Okay, so we're talking marbling paper. That's okay. Now, cows like to talk to flamingos. Oh, my giggles. But CB, do you really want to extract ox gall from a cow? Anyway, of course, see, this is part of the, you know, the gift I created for the giveaway. And this particular thing is for storage. And the idea is that here's pockets for like collage storage. And in fact, when I ship this out to the winner, I will be putting my collage stuff inside. And I've even got, here's some, I just stamped a leftover piece of refill paper. And this is one of my papers. You can see all the different attachments of paper, and then I created on it. So this is, you know, this is part of what I'm giving away. I'm going through my collage stuff and seeing. Okay, so anyway, so here, in an effort to have more storage on here, I found this and I had inked it. It's actually blue, a navy blue instead of black. But I figured, you know, in the scope of things, and this way it gives up this person another pocket here. And I'm actually cutting, and I've done this, and I'm actually want to seal this off a little more. And that's going to become a pocket, and that's going to get down here somewhere, and I'll have more of a pocket. I may actually do this. But if I'm going to do this, then I'm going to have to really make sure this is nice and sturdy and attached to. But then when you do this, it's like, oh, but then you cover it up and I thought, oh, it's okay. Yeah, you just let it go. You let it go. I want this to show, but then, just let it go. And then, of course, the rubber band thing will be here. So the elastic. And so, okay. So, let's see. Crude. Let's see. When you start watching a video, oh, Galena, I'm having issues with that Galena's talking about someone on YouTube, and yeah, anyway, how when you're going to use a word, you need to know the meaning of it. Well, and that kind of just sparked. My main word for the year, my one little word for the year is appropriate, and I have the definition. I looked it up in funky, in a, I don't know, 1974. It's kind of a New Explorer, Webster's. It was something like it was geared to the new kids on the block kind of thing, geared to the hip people in this, I don't know, in the 70s. But the definition, anyway, and I thought, so the verb to appropriate is to take possession. And then the second meaning here is to set apart for a particular use. And then the second meaning, the adjective, is fitted to a purpose or use. And then the synonyms, I wrote down the synonyms. Well, when I go online, I type in the correct spelling of appropriate, and all I get is quotes. I type in quotes for appropriate, and all I get is quotes for appreciation. Appreciate. And I'm like, or it's about social, it's about political, being political in quotes. And I'm like, guys, isn't there a quote, even just one quote out there that is about possession in the sense of nothing to do with politics or appreciating someone, or I'm serious. I'm like, serious? So yeah, I'm like, kind of like, yeah. I'm like, seriously, people. No need for a cow. Oh, what? Now what? Haven't started that yet. Don't know if it will hassle or not. Janet, let's see. Okay. Woohoo, I created a rabbit trail. Galena. A rabbit trail. Oh, is that what you did it for? They have synthetic ox gall. No need for a cow. Okay. Okay. Anyway, really unusual conversations in chat. Okay. Now, so anyway, yeah. So I'm kind of sitting there going, really? And how did they get appreciate from appropriate? You know what I'm saying? Because I spell it correctly. Appropriate and appreciate are two different things. And I'm like, ugh. So then I got onto because, I went ahead and I bought the Allie Edwards workshop, the one little word workshop. I thought, I've done my word alone. So I thought this year I'll go. Yeah, I can understand, Galena. Okay, yeah. But yeah, see, that's that type of, and I'm like, seriously, how, first of all, how can you get, and I even checked my spelling and it was correct. And I even asked my husband, who is an awesome speller, and he knows things, and, and he has all this grammar stuff in his head, and he keeps it in his head. I don't keep all the grammar stuff in my head, but anyway. And I asked him, and he said, yeah, you spelled it right. And I'm, okay, pew. And then I says, well, then how come I type it in and I'm asking for appropriate, quotes with appropriate in it, and I get quotes with appreciate? I mean, something is a little off there, But anyway, Galena, you started that rabbit trail. But anyway, so, and then I'm like, I just want to take possession of something. I went over to the private Facebook group and I says, I'm having issues with trying to find a quote for the verb part of appropriate. And a couple of women answered, and I went on, the one person suggested like seize or take hold, where the take hold one ended up putting me clear back into the appreciation of people. And I'm like, I like people, I love people, but give me a break. But then I found one quote that, even though it had the word seize in it, there's a portion of the quote that fit the action part of what I was looking for, the the physical. So I thought, okay, at least I found a half of a quote. But seriously, I'm like, really? Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and I think I'm just going to leave the do not bend. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to like flap it. Flap it like that, that way it's more of like a little tuck spot. Okay, so that means that that's going to have to be completely glued down. So now that is a total final. Oh, I thought you were going to grab the mall, MALL, but she's going to go grab the mail, MAIL. All right, so let's just glue that puppy down. Now that I've made that decision, I've made that final decision. So here, okay, so that means if I bring it all the way down, now I have to have it. Okay, we'll just match it there and we'll leave that right there. All right, so, okay, I got my roughly 16th, 1/8 inch. Okay, we're gonna flip this puppy and we're gonna glue that whole thing down. I've made that final decision. Okay. But I still haven't, and I'm doing all the work in it. I'm still doing the then this whole month, the whole month was just to do all the work. And of course, Allie Edwards is a lot of writing. Oftentimes she likes to do a lot of writing. So I'm doing that and I'm taking my time. Of course, I'm getting down to the crunch time. But on the other hand, it's like, hey, it's okay. It's like, I'm down to the no more glue on that one. Let me see. Yeah, I got plenty of glue on that one. All right, so we're up at the top and approximately, that's a little crooked. Okay, now, and I have my little rubbing. Oh, now what? What in the tarnation did you do? Oh my giggles. Hold on. Who helped me out with that big, long, hairy... Wait a minute. One new message. Okay. It's meant to be a short quote. Dorothy, that is just too funny. Oh, my word. Appropriate. Adjective. Appropriate. Okay, suitable or proper in the circumstances. This isn't the appropriate time or place. Okay, but the proper, okay. Application. Opposite, more relevant, connected, pertinent, germane, material, significant, right? Okay. The point of the purpose, convenient, next. Oh my giggles. Oh my god. Oh, past participle. Oh my giggles. I love you. Okay. Allocate, assign, earmark, set apart. Oh, that is just too funny. Hello, Dee Dee. So anyway, yeah. So oh, and then I didn't tell you about, we'll see on the 11th, we went out to Mitzel's because they have pork dinner. And, you know, oh, you just Google. Don't talk to me about, you just Googled it. What am I? Because I Googled it too, confound it. Anyway, Dorothy is writing a book. But anyway, well, I met up with the Mitzel sign. Coming out of Mitzel's, I was avoiding someone else's spit, and I was busy looking down. And I met with the Mitzel sign in my head. So, yeah. Just a warning. Yeah. So, anyway, let's just say no blood was drawn or anything, and I've just had a little bit more aspirin, a little more aspirin than, than I normally. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. Okay. So anyway. So let's see. Now, typically when you do this, if I go down to the natural white of that thing, then it would actually cover the do not bend. So let's see, maybe up to this black portion. All right, let's just do it that way. Okay. And then here, the idea with this is I will glue some short story. Okay, so all right, now, all right, so here, what I like to do when I do this, because I know it's going to be used a lot, is I like to glue down the let's see, is this dry? Okay, yeah, it's dry. And let me double check this. Okay, that's dry too, so I can actually stamp on that with my new arrow stamps. And then we'll see. So that's good. That's good. Hopefully that will, I'll make it look better. All right, so the idea here, I don't have, my pencils seemed to have disappeared. So I guess I'll just use one of my Prismas, my light colored. I'm using the Sandbar Brown as a, let me get where's my ruler? Seriously? Ruler. Oh. Come on. I think I have it in here. course, it's clear, and there it is. It was stacked in with, you know, the typewriter thing. Okay, so what I like to do is I'm going to glue down some obviously contrasting potential, this. I don't know. But I usually do on this one I'll do a 1/4 inch. And that way I know that, and I go ahead and mark it in because that's just me. I prefer to have a mark there where I know specifically that's where it's going to go. And this one, I might just wait because I want to actually try to keep that right there. I like that little bit of contrast. So down here I'll go an 1/8 inch. That's an 1/8 inch. That's a 1/4 inch. I'll do a 1/4 inch. All right. And so I'm going to do glue down here, here, and here. And then, you know what? Just glue down here. That way I know that this is glued down. And once it's glued down, it's glued down. Okay. And yeah. So this is part, if we get there, I'm assuming, yeah, let's see, what time is it? So we haven't been too bad. Let's see, where am I? Move my mouse up here. Let me, an hour, 15 minutes, which isn't too bad. It's okay, Dorothy. Dot. It's okay. Now, I've actually never used tacky glue in this form. I still actually have my tacky glue upside down. Okay, so there's this, and it's done deal now. Ain't no way getting around that. And of course, it didn't get all the way glue. And some of you are probably like, you know, not really used to glue sticks, but I'm actually learning ever since I've been kind of following along with Packer Dye on his Tart Studios. I've gotten more and more doable with the glue stick. And I wanted to show you that even, where's my, I want here. In fact, I did this. Come on, where are you? Here. I did this actually with a glue stick. This is actually this is all done with glue stick. And this is a napkin. And you just have to be, you know, you just have to be slower, more, you know, much more careful. But surprisingly enough, some of it's straight and some of it's, you know, like pulled apart. But yeah, I did that with a glue stick, and it's a napkin. And obviously this is tissue paper. Yeah, so, you know, it can be done. Yeah. All right, now this is my new washi tape. You know, I couldn't pass up the bright little you know, it's me. The little vine type thing. Let's see. Do I want to reuse this? My thought is, I look at this because if I can, not this, I almost tore that apart. But the idea is I could potentially recycle this because it already has a hook mark. See? It already has the hook mark. So if you can take the, like that, see? And it's like, could I reuse it? And then I can just glue something in here, you know, like a 3/8 inch down from this, and then I can close it up and have this covered in something. And then I've got I'm recycling. That's just where my brain went on that one. All right, so even though I was going to, as you can see here, I was going to keep this in kind of, this is actually from the ESPN football magazine that I had. In fact, all of this came from it. This here. The person who wins this is going to get a football guy cut out. One football guy. But anyway, as a, I wasn't really going to go beyond the navy black. I was kind of keep it the pink, gray, the shades of yellow. But this is my new, and of course I've got this, you know, the kind of tan and the floral, tan and white with the white floral. But I'm like, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm just kind of thinking I might be a little bit funky. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, it is, Dee Dee. But you know what? You know, what I did was in here, of course, underneath, I did to help see what I'm kind of taking, not just collaging, but like when you're cutting out the like for instance, this is an upside down, but see when you're cutting out something in the leftovers, I keep a few of that. I throw most of it out these days, but I do keep some of it. And in this case, knowing that I would use the neutral, this neutral here, peachy kind of tan color, and this was a gray. So in this particular one, it had the gray section and this kind of peachy tan color. So I kept it and I go, and I'm just kind of going back and learning about shadows and teaching myself about, well, if I put this here and it's in a big enough chunk, and see like right there, see where that feather is on the bottom of that feather? Because of that little chunk of magazine paper, it actually bumps that, because you can feel it. It bumps out that portion of that feather, and even the blue part of that bottle, see? And it bumps it out, and it you know, it causes shadow, but yet it's not so thick that you can't draw over it. Because see, I took the flow chart. This, what is this called? It's the communication link. That's called the communication link. Well, see, I wrote right up. See that right there? And I did here. And I thought that was kind of appropriate, the communication link, and you know, the feather here in the hand writing. But anyway, and so over here I did the same thing, and it's a little bit darker and a little bit lighter here. And anyway, then I did a 2-inch. I just measured off 2 inches, and because it was collage, I didn't mind that the marks are showing. And that's what I did. And then I just gently rubbed. Yeah, you know, it's just something. It's actually kind of soothing, you know. Okay, what? Is it suggesting the Xyron? Oh, you guys are teasing about the Xyron thing again. I bought one back in, but like I mentioned, I bought a new one. I have the old orange one somewhere. But when I did that Teresa Collins, when I went to the store and I bought that class, I actually bought, here, where is it? Oh, I actually bought this one, and I actually used it in the class because I couldn't find my original orange one. But for me, because I tend to be frugal and I want to add more, and so I actually bought a refill for it. But I'll keep looking at it, and I'm like, but you know, I can squeeze in one more thing to make a sticker out of. Yeah. So, yeah. But for that type of thing, when you're going to like a class or something like that, these actually are quite valuable when you need to have them for a class. Don't get me. Would I buy the big one? I don't know. That big one like Jonna used to have, or I don't know if she still has it. But because it's like I want to cram every little nook and cranny, but they tell you not to. Yeah, but then I keep saying I'm wasting all, and I on that big one especially, you're wasting all that. So for me, this is what I would use, because then it forces me. I only have so much width, and I can handle. Yeah, I can handle this size. It doesn't bug me as much. But that big one, when I see people use it and they have all these empty spaces, and I'm guys, fill that up. Yeah, so that, yeah, peel and place. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, okay, I need to glue this down. So okay. Oh, here. Is this the one I started using? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm like, you get busy talking. Wait a minute. You get busy talking. And remember, this fork is actually for texture. In fact, I might even want to put some texture here. It's clean. It's for paint, for creating, creating texture, putting your mark. All right, so let's get this down. And you know what? If I end up not liking it, I can always just, hey, I can leave it and cover over it. Now visually, I don't want this way. I think that would, for me, yeah, no. So the only place I really have to put it is right here. So let me, oh, duh. Oh, seriously, sometimes I get busy and I make it so hard for myself. Duh. Let's just do this. So it's just shy of 4 inches. Sorry, guys. 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Pull. And a little to grow on. All right. A small amount to grow on. So I will, scissors. Here. My little precision. I'll do just under the point of that pink one. All right, now I glue it. Confound it, and I glue it down. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't used it in a while. I guess part of me, and I didn't do my, I rabbit trailed myself. My thought is, here it is, the last week of the January, and I did not do my 10 to 12. I'm adopting the, I got permission from her, APG Jamie and her card lotto. I love that. And that, it's like if I got your address, I'll put you in and I'll draw your name. But I forgot to do that. And it kind of bugs me. Hold on, I'm trying to line this up here at the very bottom. Come on. No, don't go crooked on me. Confound it. All right, so there we go. Oh, it's a little kamikaze, but that's, hey, you know. Okay. Now I'll rub it with my, yeah. Yeah, the color looks a little funky, but, you know, hey, that's all right. Oh, no, it busted there. It's a good thing I'm gonna, okay. So, there's a part of me that goes, this is really yuck. But I just have to let it go. Just let it go. Now here, I don't have a lot of wide. A bicycle might be kind of funny. Let's see. I have the paisley. I have this. And because I introduced this, I'm going to have to introduce that over here somehow. That my brain just says you have to introduce this somehow over here on this pocket. The idea was I'm going to stamp on this piece of magazine paper, and it's football information. But I wanted it because I had used it over here as a background. So I'm kind of, and I think I'll just do arrows. I'll stamp arrows on it, and then I will attach it to this. And then obviously now that I've used this over here, I'll use that on that. All right, so I'll put that set aside there. So now I can go really way off. Or here's my treasured Vespa. I could just do some random Vespa. Although I hoard that because I only have one roll of the Vespa and I've never seen it since. Jonna gave that to me. Oh, and then I have this, but I think this is obviously my wide floral. But the thing is, then it gets to be too, when I wanted to keep it as monochromatic as I could. So my choices, because see, the idea being this so far close here, this is my choice. And if I go with this, which I'm probably going to have to, then I'd have to incorporate this over here somehow. Because I think having, even though they're my widest, black and white, I think that would be almost, it's like, how would I do that over here? Let me get, that's better. Let me see what I'm saying. I think it would look funny. Would I have too much? I'd almost, well, the paisley. Did I do the paisley over here? No, I did not. Well, let's just do the paisley, and if I have to, I'll put some, you know, I'll put some paint on it. Okay, because see, the thing is, in order to keep this pocket from a lot more sturdy than what I have to do is this will here, but then it will be showing up over here. I wanted to leave some of this white, so if the person wanted to play around, then the person could. Okay, I'll go ahead here. Into the bottom end of that paisley. Okay, the bottom end of that particular paisley. So there we go. Yeah, so anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm like getting back, mentioning just kind of randomly. I mean, I cannot believe I hit my head, but I did not want to step in anyone else's spit. You know how you get. I was like, no, you know, I don't even want to step in my own spit. Of course, not that I spit on the floor. You know what I mean? But anyway, I was just, oh wow. Needless to say, my neck and my back got thrown out. Of course, there's the spot where it initially happened. It's still just a mildly sensitive now. Yeah, but thankfully it didn't draw blood or anything. And I didn't pass out or anything like that. So, wow. I'm just, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Go ahead and put the lid on it. Oh, mermaid. You know, I don't know. Not much I can do about it. Oh, what was really not last week, because I ended up not, I needed to give my head a little more time. Oh, crumb. Oh, crumb. Well, it's too short. No. Okay. So what I'll do, because it's short and because it's such a high contrast, it's very obvious. So what I'll have to end up doing is I will have to put a sticker there to, yeah, I will have to put a sticker down. Something there to keep it from looking really funky. Okay, so here. And this is actually decent on its own. And if the person who gets this wants, they can always build up from it, you know, on this little pouch thing. They can always build up from it if they want to. But, you know, for me, if I don't have the extra time to do anything with it now, it's nice on its own. Even though that looks a little funky here, because this is where the stuff storage is going. And that looks a little funky there, but, you know, hey. Okay. And now that I have, this actually doesn't look too bad here. This one here, I like the way that, see that with that, the ochre neo, and then that blue marker. I like the way, yeah, the blue marker. This actually is kind of cool now. Now with the stamping on it, it should be interesting to see how the arrow stamps will go. Okay, so here, put that back. And okay, so I guess I'm going to do the same. Now I could glue paper. Let me see. Could I glue some? This is the collage I was working on. This is something from Carrie, and I want to actually trace it and see, or I don't know if I want to trace it or not. But it's like the only one I have. Yeah. I like the words inside of it. Dreams, wisdom, joy, faith, desire, art, love, hopes, justice. And then I don't, some of the other words, but anyway. So, but my thought is, could I do that? Just with like a piece of paper instead of, but then, could I trim this? Now, this is part of a Pam Garrison. I purchased her e-course, about the, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Pam Garrison, but she does those flowers and she does this amazing doodle stuff, and then she does, I don't know. But anyway, this was one of my things that I did, but then I never went back to it. And so I found that in my collage, when I did it up in segments like this with using my ruler in 2-inch or 1-inch segments, this particular one turned out really nice. So I'm just kind of, you go in, you scribble, and then you go in later with paint and you start creating flowers and abstracts. And my thought here is just do paper on this one instead of more higher contrast. I want something. So let's see, if I did that, I would do 1 inch. So let me, doesn't have to be perfect. After all, this is kind of, I wanted to kind of keep this in the idea here. Okay, so there's that. But then this would have to be covered here. So then, because this was, see that little 1/8 inch is sticking out, I'd have to find something there. So maybe I could find my steampunk. Sorry for the squeaking. Oh, here's some. Oh, here's some, but that's masking tape. Okay. I could actually find some of my, oh, here. This here. They don't do, I haven't seen the Trader Joe's steampunk stickers for a while. So I'm trying to use them but hoard them a little bit. But I could actually do a couple of these, like maybe the birdhouse down here, and the orange maybe, or maybe the guy, you know, maybe the guy in his, some people might not like eyes, so I wouldn't necessarily use the eye. Okay, let me get this glued down. Let's see. This. Okay. Kimberly. Oh, I hit it on the, I'm answering Dee Dee again. I hit it on the Mitzel sign when we were coming out of the restaurant. Yeah, this is my very dirty, very loose. Yeah, but it's my, I keep it in my house now. I keep it on to keep them. Anyway, I hit the Mitzel, the side of the M on the word, on the Mitzel letter, and I was looking down, so I hit my left side. I don't know where the head is. Let's see. On the other side, because this is the right side, so I hit right about here on my left side. See that right there? Here's the eye. So it's right about on this side, on my left side of my head. I hit it just, whoo, smack, smack. I didn't fall or I didn't lose consciousness or anything like that. It's just, hey, I was quite sore, and it just kind of chat chain. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So it took a while, a little more aspirin than normal, and it made me quite sore all over my body because it jarred. It jarred my neck and my back, and yeah, there was about 3 or 4 days where I'm like, oh man. And by the time I made it to church on that Sunday morning after, but then after that it was like, man, I got sore and sore there for a little bit. All right, so let me get this down here. And oh, no, don't move. Okay. Yeah, I was rubbing too enthusiastically. Yeah, I sometimes forget that even now. And again, this is, pack or die. And I'm just rolled up some of these. And this is like a t-shirt. And this is my rubbing in a cotton t-shirt. And I just rub. Okay, so see, it's contrast, but not near as contrasty as this would have been. More black tape. Now here, or I could do the keyhole because, glue book, I could do the birdhouse. I think I like the birdhouse down here. So you know what? We're gonna stick that puppy down. Yeah. But, yep. Okay, I don't want the birdhouse. Well, no. I want the, positive. If you put the birdhouse upside down, it might cause someone to be unhappy. So we don't want that. Okay. So, and yes, Dee Dee has put it in our brains. And of course, pack or die. Washi tape, stickers, I just, I get in the habit of gluing it down with, I don't want any more weird particles on my glue. So, yeah. And hopefully, this won't be too funky. And if it does end up busting, hey, the person can always cover it over. And obviously, I didn't get glue on the edge of that because I would not have had an issue. I guess too is, if you're, I've gotten more into the, like I said, the glue. This is more like what I'd call dry glue. But anyway, I've used more of this in the last couple years than I have wet glue, although I still use wet glue. But it just takes time, to learn something. Okay. All right. And so this here, I might even go back next Saturday and if, buy maybe a, I don't know. I could maybe buy, if I had an extra set of arrows, I could maybe buy arrows and stick it in there. So, just something. Yeah. So, and I won't necessarily have any loose things. I will, like I showed you before, I'll have pockets, like I put our brain. I was sitting there, I mean, you were like, my brain is like, CB. I see two words there, braid and brain. The way CB spelled that. And I'm sitting there, my brain's going, did Dee Dee braid your brain? Because that's where my brain went, Dee Dee braided CB's brain. Yeah, Now, Dee Dee, I applaud you. You braided CB's brain. New skill set. Anyway. Yeah, just so you know, Dee Dee. And of course, I've misplaced the pin that comes with this. One of the reasons why I bought it. And I still, guys, I'm looking for it again. Just relax. I mean, it's got to be here. I didn't throw it out, so it must have just fallen off my... I'll have to look on the floor. But anyway, Dee Dee enabled me. Yeah. Yeah, Dee Dee enabled me. Yeah. I haven't started using it yet. But yeah, I can just see Dee Dee patiently, you know, Dee Dee has patience when she absolutely needs it. But she's not called whirligig for something. Did I say that right? Not called for something? Because she's whirligig. And in her choir moment, anyway, I don't think I said that right, but all right, now let's get back to this. Okay, Dee Dee, you follow somebody on Printable Wisdom. You follow this husband and wife team on IG. And that, see, I was telling you, see, blame for stuff I have no idea. But see, I go over and see, Dee Dee is one of the people I go over and I check out who she's following. Of course, if you're private, then I can't figure it out. Anyway, but since, yeah, and I go, oh, okay, let's check her out. Printable Wisdom. That actually sounds kind of cool. So I clicked on that, and then I got college. Can't be responsible. But anyway, so yeah, Dee Dee made me do it. Yeah, but then see, like I said, you know, oh, just the word, the two words, Printable Wisdom, sounded kind of cool. So I went over and I looked, and then I got to looking, and I thought, oh, and like I mentioned earlier, Dee Dee, when I showed this, I didn't go all the way through, you know, because, you know, hey, but it comes, this is see, it comes with this tombow. This is, see that tombow? It comes with the kit, and I went, it's been sitting there like right there. It's been sitting there for like the last 4 or 5 days. And now when I'm like, oh no, what happened to it? But anyway, yeah. So anyway, but this actually works with your own handwriting. Because she's impatient. She tells you in here that she's impatient and she didn't want to wait around. So she devised her own method of, you know, doing it and it's using more of your own handwriting versus doing what your teacher told you to do, and, you know, doing, you know, anyway. So I just thought I'd rub that in your nose, Dee Dee. Dee Dee made me do it. You know, I mean, how often do I get to say that, you know? So should I put the eye down or the keyhole? The eye someone might object to the eyeball, just having one eye just kind of randomly floating around. Of course, you know, in art, you know, you can have a randomly floating eyeball. It's okay. Okay. So maybe I'll do the keyhole, because a keyhole might imply imagination. You know, you're looking through the keyhole. Or the orange slices as wheels, you know. That actually might look kind of funny going this way. So it's either the keyhole or the guy going, propelling. The eyeball is good. I guess if the person, hello there, you, Safia. I guess if the eyeball bugs somebody, whoever gets this, they can cover it over. The eyeball it is. Okay, the eyeball it is. I'm eyeballing you. Okay, the eyeball it is. I still, I don't know, kind of floating around. I've been trying to keep to, even though we can float around with a whole bunch of topics and you guys get me rabbit trailed, I still, when I was sitting there and I get home and I was, you know, and I know that a bunch of you guys have all these expensive watercolors and stuff, but, you know, I'm still having to be careful. This, I bought the, and it was like for it was this pan of, I wanted a little bit of watercolors so that the person, whoever wins this glue book, because this is part of the giveaway, I wanted them to have a little bit of watercolor so that if they wanted to, they could just, either with their own water brush, or if the person who wins this doesn't have watercolors, they could have watercolors a little bit, and it wouldn't be so wet. And then, because it's, glue book, anyway. But then I got home and I'm like, oh, but you don't if you don't have to participate in the giveaway if you don't want to, it's always an option. You don't, because you see the picture, and so I'm going to take a picture of all this stuff, and I'll have like 3 or 4 pictures, because, the person, I want the person who sees it, I want the person to be able to see what they're going to be getting. Anyway. All right. So there's that. Now, oh, I have all the, one moment. Okay, yeah, this is see, I kept this. This is from Basic Gray from years ago, but I kept it out. See the Urban Couture paper line from Basic Gray, and I liked the way, I liked the 2 words together, Urban Couture, and I liked the way they did their paper in like fabric swatches. I used to belong to a fabric club years ago that they pre-sent you swatches, and then you could send back what you wanted, and then you had to pay, so yeah, I was part of that type of thing. And that put me in mind of this. I got this out just yesterday because I got into my Alphabetica, like I told them earlier. I got into my Alphabetica, and I was actually looking at, bringing stuff out and playing with it. But see, that part got stuck to this here, so I was unsticking it because I was using this and I didn't put it back. This, I think, is the part that, there, put that in the trash. That's the part that was causing the sticky. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I got my eye on you. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. All right, so now, I was kind of looking at the other side of this, because this is kind of like a linen paper. Hi, Bonnie. Bojo, I guess that's Bonnie. Tipping it down with rain. Oh, they're talking. Okay. I have the other part of this, but I don't know that it would really fit anywhere else. There's a part of me that automatically wants to fill this spot up, this right here, but I'm kind of resisting. Now here, I will put this up right now, and then I'm going to, where did I put the stamps? Here, my new stamps, and I bought these on the 20th, so you know me, I keep the packaging, and I'm going to put the date on here that I bought them. So it was 1/20/2018. All right. And that way, and let me, because they're new, I've been into rosemary crackers. So I keep them by my, on my, oh yeah, and this, guys, this is something else. Oh my goodness. Salted caramel Oreos. Oh my goodness, just saying. Yeah, these should not be sitting here. Yeah, but I've been good. I've been fairly good about them. But these, oh, rosemary crackers. Okay, what am I doing? Yeah, I got myself sidetracked. Okay, there's that. My black Joann's ink. Put this back in. Okay. One moment, please. All right. And I wanted to get this, do I have? This is one of the things I've been doing because my glue drawer is over there. Okay, this is what I want. And then all my glue, you know, my double-sided glue, my masking tape, it all sits here, and then it just gets really, and then it ends up on the floor. And of course, I do not. Okay, bye, CB. And I'm glad your brain is braided. I want to do this before I get going too much on it. I want to make sure that I'll do it twice. And then we're going to start. Yeah, now. But anyway, so what I started doing is inside this little bag here, I just stick it in here. That way it doesn't get gunked up. And if it doesn't make it back to the drawer, that's okay. It's okay. It's hanging off of my coggy over here, and I'm good. You know, as long as it's up off of here. And, you know, even though I keep it clean, there, you know, things get stuck on here. And then you don't want it on your glue and your tape and stuff. And then you have to, you know. Okay, so this is going to get glued here. But I want to put some stamping on it because I want to try to, like I mentioned, I want to kind of cover some of the football words and stuff. This is the best of time. #1 ranking in the first time since 1981. And, you know, something about, well, yeah, anyway. All right, so now, oh, I guess it would help. Let's see, I think if this is going to be like that here, all right, then I'm going to have some of the leaf somehow on top of this. So I'm sitting here going, do I want the polka dot or the stripes? Here, I'm almost thinking I want the polka dot because it's it's different from it's so different from the chevron. Maybe I'll do the little stripes and the polka dot on this one. So let me. Oh, and these stamps, if you really want to go out, and I don't enable a lot of people, but if you want to be enabled, it's the Joann's Ms. Sparkle and Company, like the $2 bin that they have now. Yeah, just in case you want to be enabled. Okay. Just in case you need to have arrows in your life. Okay. Now, do I want to, okay, this is a sideways. This is page 70, ESPN 8/22/2016. We'll go straight up. Okay. Let go. Let go. Let go. Come on. Ooh! I like it. I like it. Okay, now we're also in the process of making this, turning that faux pas into okay. Oddball things that float around on your desk. Okay. Okay, so there's that starting of that. And let's see, I was about to ask about those stamps. Hello, Hello, Sandra. Oh my goodness, you and Abel pack or die. I saw that. You and Abel pack or die. I only have one. It was a silver. I only ever bought one of those Dalar Rowney things. Okay, let's see here. Now that I have this, let me change. Oh, here they are, stamps. Okay, now. Okay. Oh, I was trying to pick the stamp off of this. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, so let's do the, let's see here. Do I want to do the solid one? Let's see. Yeah, see, now I'm like, all right. If let me go back to this. This is going to be glued to this. So I think I'm better off doing the small arrows. These skinny ones here. Let me do this little one here. Okay. And we can, there. Maybe do a few of these, kind of in a geese formation. Okay. All right. And my thought is right alongside this bold line here, I could do this one, maybe. We'll see. Okay, now this goes up here to dry. This goes up here. And now, all right. And I was actually I've been looking at some of my papers too, some of my old papers that I just, hello there, you joyful strength, you. That's Happy Diane. I call her Joyful Strength. Okay, so, ouch. Oh, it's all right. Guys, I touched my ears. Okay, my ears are owie. Okay, now. Okay. I'm doing, oh, yeah, that's it. You're going to really, well, I guess you can actually see it. It's the slender striped one. I think the contrast, let me get a little bit more. Okay. And I want this one sort of off the page. And now I'm going to, and for all the, oh guys, I had this, you guys know I like the, it's like a crosshatch. It's like the cross, you know, like the Swiss cross, you know, the pillow, that craze out there. I happen to like that. And I have the app. It's this thing that the girls at the women, I should say, the women at my church is doing right now. They started on January 22nd, but I did the app. I went ahead and I had my husband put the app on my phone, and I've been doing the app, but it's $28 for this stamp. It's on a wood, and it's got the old-fashioned wood handle for $28 and plus whatever shipping. And I'm like, oh my, it's the cross, and I'm like, oh, I want that. I'm like, it's part of their you know, they brand the idea, you know, they have anyway, the crosshatch is part of the emblem that they're using for this year. but I'm like, just on an everyday, I want that stamp because I happen to like it. I even went when we were going to the scrapbook store that's closing down locally. They actually had some Teresa Collins, the gold foil with the cross. I got three of those. In fact, three of those papers because, hey, I'm going to like it no matter what. But anyway, I'm like, So what I'm doing, I'm busy talking and I was putting things away and I didn't specifically I want some small, you get busy talking and it's a good that I put it away, but I wasn't quite ready to put it away yet. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, how come $28 plus whatever shipping? I'm like, freak out. Cause now I'm like, I want one. I want one. Yeah. Okay, I want skinny. Let me see. Because I'm going to assume that these are the same height because they're in the same collection. These are slightly different, and I will put them, but you know what I mean in terms of when you put two stamps together on the same time, sometimes they're not even. And then you mess yourself up, but here goes. I'm assuming that these are the same height. So here goes. Here goes. Do I put it down here? Ooh. Okay, just press. It's like, okay. Oh, pew. Yes, they were the same height. Yay! They're same height. Okay. Now I'll get the little dinky arrow. What is this one? And I'll do the little dinky arrow and this one right here. That little circle one, and I'll put there. And then we'll see how it looks. And I think I will have covered up my mistake there. And it will be just a cute little thing that someone can look at. And if they want to continue to doodle on it, they can doodle on it, whatever. Okay, so now here, okay, the arrow will be pointing this direction. And here, the little circle. It has like a chevron, like a sergeant thingy. I think it's a sergeant. Let me have it as a tail, or do I want it underneath, or put right there? Let's try it right there and see what it looks like. I'll stamp it here. I think I like it like that. Okay, so I'll stamp it here. And I will stamp it, I think 3 times. And get a little closer back here, kind of half and half. And then, oh, see that arrow stamp right there? The way I did it? That's a tree. Oh my. I just made, if you don't want to fuss around with drawing your own. Oh, okay, a tree. Hold on. I just made a tree out of an arrow. I see a pine tree. See that right there? The way, oh, I got to take a blank sheet of paper and I got to see it out. Okay, so there's the, I've just cleaned up my faux pas. And you guys know how I faux pas that. You see earlier in the stream, I faux pas it. Now, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to let that sit for a little bit. And this is the other part of the collage I was doing today. Wait a minute, right? Upside down, yeah, it's upside down. Okay, here. All right, so here, and I wanted to work also on a collage. This is a screenshot of Susanna Bauer. She takes leaves and she crochets in them. I follow her on IG, and this is inspiring to me that she has the patience to actually do that. Yeah, that's one of those times where for me, it's like, Now let's just see, out of curiosity, I'm going to drag a clean fork through my ink pad. And we'll see what we're going to do here. I goofed. I did this upside down. I thought this was the other way around. So this is, I don't know, but maybe I can cover that up. Let's just see what we do here. Okay, you see the ink marks, the black ink marks. Okay. And we're going to it would work better with paint, but I'm just, you know, I want that, just that little brief for what I need it for right now. I like the ink marks with the fork. Okay. I'll put this where it's not going to get on anything. Now here, where's the ink? Right here. This little stamp. And I'm just going to practice it on this because I may or may not cover it. And the fact that this is a leaf, and the fact that I'm making little tiny, okay, I had that little tiny arrow. And let's see, we're going to just put them right here. Okay. And the idea that I have is the arrow on top of itself. Okay, so there's 4. So there's 4 arrows. See? Oh, where are you? There. See? That's 4 of those little arrows. Now let's see. Let me cover this up. I take my gray Tombow, the one that is not part of the kit. All right. Now let's see. Let's see. Where was it? Here. See that right there? See that right there? How it, and when I saw that, because that's that arrow stamp, but mixed with all that paint, it gives the impression of, here, let me do it this way. It gives the impression of a pine tree. And that's, my eyeball saw that, and then it's just like, let's go. So this is, let's see, what is this? Let me find it. Let me do, because I'm going to use this as part of a collage. So I want to, sorry for all the chair noise. I have this little thing that I have the little arrow. I've been using, let me just take it out because I know it's here. There, this. I'm like kind of like a pointillism, but I use triangles. I have circles. This is called, oh, I don't know. Let's see. It doesn't really have, it's number T41. Okay, anyway. All right, so it has all these different size triangles and circles, and it has hexagons and stuff. Now here, I want to see the color. Now I'll just do a, okay, I'm not quite sure if it's charcoal or black. So I could technically use it in my, there, okay. So I could go ahead and use it in my calligraphy if I wanted to, at least for now, until I find the one that actually came with it. All right, so but this is an N55, and it has this gray, so I'm assuming it's a charcoal gray. Okay, well anyway, now using the brush tip, the idea here is just kind of like a, oh, that it is a gray. It's okay. Oh, see what I'm saying? And you just kind of like you would, like Dee Dee in the feather. I've got Dee Dee in the feather going through my head right now. Dee Dee in the feather. And I'm filling in you know, it's not perfect, but see that? And you do that in kind of like with mixing in your watercolors and all that kind of stuff. And you kind of got to, and you kind of, you know, hey, yeah, so it's kind of looks like a flamingo. I'm not quite sure. Flamingo. Oh, hello there, Macintosh. Okay, so, but yeah, see, that kind of gave me that idea. It reminded me of, yeah, so, okay, yeah. All right, so, and this is going to be, okay, so this now, it's still a little bit wet right there on this black portion. Let's go ahead and get that glued onto the, all right, let's see, where's here? Here's that. And this turned out really nice. That turned out nice. Okay. So what I was talking about was that feeling, because, you know, I'm purchasing from a certain, I was talking about one of the things I was talking about was I still feel kind of like, you know, about buying things to give away. But I'm thinking, no, I'm just, you know, it's what I had in my head, and I had a certain price point that I wanted to stay within. And, and, we tell them that if they don't want any part of the giveaway, then they don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to feel obligated. So anyway, but it's those little things that go through your head, and I'm like, because I'm, okay, let's actually, wait a minute. Let's glue this down first. Let's glue this down first. Oh, glue this down first, and then once I get it glued down, then because I've got this too, then we can, if I need to put paint on it, dab some paint on it, then we can. Okay. One thing I have found is, I know Packer Dye says as a rule, and I have Dee Dee, go through her head about when you're using glue to glue both sides. Well, one thing I have found is sometimes with the glue stick, all you need is one time. Yeah. All you need is just that one time. And then there are times, especially like with napkins. This time I'm only on this one. So it varies from magazine to magazine. But I've already worked with this magazine paper, this particular magazine. So I already know that one time is good enough. I don't have to glue down on this part as well. Here's my rub. Okay, and there's a part of me that's like, oh, freak out, but it's Joann's. I'm using my Joann's black, and it seems like it doesn't smear, and it's for the most part dry. And yeah, and it's not smearing. Of course, I just smeared a little bit of glue over top, but the actual ink itself isn't. The reason why this is it keeps the glue off your hands, but it also helps smooth out the wrinkles. And yeah. Okay, now here. Oh, yeah. Okay, not that page, the other. Oh, not that page, the other. So, looking for that flamingo. I'm assuming she's talking about this page then. I don't see a flamingo unless there's the head, the beak, and somehow, unless you're talking about my pine tree as being the, I don't know. Oh well. Hello there, you. Long time no see. Yeah, you can see, oh, glue. Of course, it doesn't matter on the glue because that's the back, but yeah, see little glue marks, but you know, if you can't get them off, they dry and then they turn into like little resist spots, which can be nice too. Yeah, like that right there. Let me see if I can. Of course, yeah, my old um camera stand is on top of my table now, and when I get busy moving it moves, it shakes. I'm like, ah, you know, it's like freak out because everything shakes on my table. Okay, bye, Zandra. All right, so let's see. Chances are, you know, and again, I don't know. The person who actually, so now this, let me get this glue. I don't want that dropping over. Now, right, I just noticed it had some creases right there. It didn't get all the way glued down. So let me press with my thumb. Okay. So, oh, that turned out so nice. I keep going back to it. I keep going back to it. All right. So anyway, now we got this. And I wanted, now if I do, I'm almost thinking, because this, now, in one thing I'm learning in my collage is I don't have to always have 2 or 3 of things. I can always have, you know, I'm just kind of, some of my collage is really, really all over, and it turns out kind of cool. And other times I'm more, that particular glue spot is bugging me, but oh well, it's okay. I'll let it dry a little bit and see if I'll maybe dab it with some paint. Now it occurred to me, because this right here, that right there was used, I went ahead and I used it. What I could do, I could go ahead and use it here, but I think this is one of those times where I'm going to have to come back in and do 3 of this one thing. And what I'll do is I'll do it right on this black line, and I'll curve it in underneath here. And then, because this is going in the one direction and everything else is kind of all over, this is where, this is crooked, but I don't mind that as long as it's in the up, you know, in the proper positioning for my eye. That's just me. I can put it down here. Before I glue this down, I can like center the center of that leaf, that line right here. But let me get this one done first. And that one is like a yellow or something there. Let's just do underneath the pink. Okay, I'll cut that. Where's my, yeah, here. I'll cut underneath the pink. All right, I'll glue it, and then, yeah. Hello there. Let's see. What is your Nate? She's on the treadmill. Good for you. Well, hopefully you guys have just had some downtime. We haven't overly giggled today, which sometimes it's good to giggle. Other times it's like, you know, just more relaxing, not so much giggle, you know. But yeah, sometimes, yeah, Janet and, yeah, and we blame it on Janet and Eileen. They're being good today, so we're not overly giggly today. Okay, now Darla. Okay, hello, Darla. Now that one I don't think I knew. Hello, Darla. And I squeezed out some more Oh, hey, typos are life around here. Okay, so now, before I glue this one down, okay, so see here, you've got, the idea was I'm learning to be more, I'm doing two kinds of, I'm keeping more of a structure in my collage, but I'm also teaching myself about, like I mentioned about on that piece of paper, about putting things underneath the napkin and just switching up the value, and, you know, like this, you know, putting, and instead of throwing all of this extra stuff out, I keep it within reason, you know, but then anyway, and learning how it looks and what I like and what I don't like, and yeah, so anyway, I kind of, but this right here, like this is like a ledge, so I like the idea of putting that pocket on the ledge, but because I went ahead and I used this, my new washi tape, the idea that I have here, let's see, is before I put this down is to put a third right there and have it go up into the right there, or like maybe a little lower, like to that right where that yellow starts, inside that right there. And then you have, so the eye goes that way and everything else is kind of a free-for-all. So let me measure this. I have that in the position I want it. So it is 1, 2 1/4. So I just kind of measure out here 2 1/4. Okay. So what's Eileen doing? Has Eileen fallen asleep yet? Okay, so we're going to do that underneath the pink. Oops. There's several pink and... Okay, wait a minute. 1. Okay, 1, 2 here. Here's a 4th. So it's that, okay, right there on my pinky. It's underneath that pink one right there and above the aqua. Okay. All right. So now we get this glued. Yeah, all right. So let's see. Here I've got the... first of all, I would need to find maybe a piece of paper. I'll go through, I still have my October, I'll check through my October kit first. Yeah, I'll check through them. I'm going to try to straddle that in. May not be perfect straddle, but I'm going to try to just straddle it. Okay. Yeah, I think for, you know, all right, so there that is. Oh, I didn't quite get it there. Well, all right. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, it'll, never mind. It's okay. I've got, oh, that's the one thing about rubbing with paper towel. It kind of like, you're left with glue. Glued paper towel. Okay, all right, I'm just checking on you. I'm just checking on you. Okay, Eileen. All right. Relax, Eileen. I'm just checking on you. Okay, so let's see. Now, you know what? Here, we're just... I think I want a third one. I'll grab my double-sided tape. Oh, that's the new one. See, it got so bad. 12, 18, 17. Yeah. And even this one has gotten stuff on it, and that just drives me nuts. So yeah. I don't want, don't put anything on my double-sided tape. Life does not belong on double-sided tape. Just saying. Well, Eileen, I'm glad you're still awake. All right, so now, all right, now we're just going to glue this puppy on. Oh, you know what? Instead of just tossing it on my table, just reach behind me. I have my trash bag on my hook up above my head. So it's like I'm getting a little bit of exercise. Okay, now here, I'm going to put that down here. Put it on its own little shelf. And all right. Finally. Now, towards the end, I will continue to kind of play with this because, this is kind of bugging me a little bit. But, well, I don't know. We'll see. I might find. So for right now, I'll go ahead and leave off on this one and then just step into this other one that I was going to work on. So I've done as far as I can right now. I need to kind of, I just need to kind of make sure that, yeah, I just need to make sure that I'm, yeah. Okay, so I'll put this aside for now. And let me see now if the, oops, oh yeah, they're dry because they're floating all over the world here. Okay, this is what I did. Oh. Okay. That one was left white. Okay. Okay, this, all right. So there's that. And all right, so here, okay, now I want to double check, make sure yeah, okay, I'm in their upright position. And you know what? Hey, I realized that when I did this, I forgot that I had something on the other side. But, hey, if it, who knows if it'll ever go down again. But hey, sometimes it happens. And after all, it's part of, this is part of that, what inspires me. So part of me doesn't want to cover all that, but then, and because this is a screenshot, I'm not claiming it as my own work. And because it's part of just what I liked, this inspires me. So anyway, I mean, I don't mind having this on here. And sometimes I cover up the view all 16 comments, or sometimes I cover this part up in here. But I try not to ever cover up the name and what is said here. Just, because that's part of the, keeping me remembering where I got it and all that kind of thing. All right, so let's see here. Now, I don't really have, this is a leaf, so let's see. I could actually glue Not Dead, Goliath and David. For Life I Had Never Cared Greatly, Thomas Hardy poem, a portion of it. I almost like the idea of this Goliath and David, but this Not Dead part. Walking through trees to cool my heat and pain. I know that David's with me here again. All that is simple, happy, strong, he is. Okay, well, I'm not going to finish, because sometimes these poems get a little bit funky. Little, but, you never know how people are going to take certain phrasing and things like that. So, but I kind of like the idea of just the Not Dead, because what she does here is she takes this leaf that's turned brown, and she's obviously pressed it. She's taken the time and done the proper pressing And then yeah, she does this. And it's like, wow. Does she, what does she do? Does she, and I'm looking at this one right now, really close up. And I don't know if she cuts these things apart, or if this one here could actually be, she's taken the leaf and then does the really thin, time-consuming crochet, and then she painstakingly, no, see, she's actually stitched this on, because see, you see the stitches. You can't see it from here, but what I'm seeing here, right along the edge of that, you see these little tiny stitches. So she's actually stitched this on. So yeah, I don't know how she does it or what, but it's like, okay. Now here she has a hashtag of Geneva, and here's the photographer who, art photographers Cornwall. Yeah, this is on show somewhere. Her stuff travels around, and yeah. Okay, but so I kind of like the idea about this. Not dead, walking through trees to cool my heat and pain. I kind of like that idea. So the thought is, and I want to see if I can keep this. So my thought is, how can I take this? I can maybe, where's my little ruler, my broken ruler? Come on, broken ruler. Yoo-hoo, broken ruler. Oh, here's some more of that. And here's other stuff that, oh, let me cover this up. Okay, and this is part of what I wanted to use on here. The ruler. And here's some sticky from some food. Here's a sticky thing. Let me pull. Yeah, life kind of attached itself, but it's not gross. Okay, but it has a little bit of red, but I can maybe do some like washi tape to cover the red if I want. Okay, so this will be glued down, and it's just a shiny sticker left over from some of my food that I purchased. The idea here is I want to cut this in half, because then I can take some of it, but I want those words right here, because the idea here is that she takes something that we think is dead, and she breathes new life into it. And I can just, all these little things like this, I can, oh, here, this is my little 2-inch, and I can make little marks. Okay. Hello there. I think it's Karen K-Bird. And Kathy, not Karen, Kathy. Okay. So let's see. I want to keep at least the first. Okay, so Robert Graves, 1895. So I'll just right above the David and Goliath here. And that's roughly 2 inches. And that's not quite 2 inches. About an inch. No, it's actually 2 inches. So that was 4 inches there. So this one can be facing this one, and this one can be underneath. And I can just have like the words. Here's March 1916. And I kind of like having the date there, that old date. So I can take this off. I'll do a 3/8 inch of that, just the plain. And for now, I'll leave this, because I might decide to want to glue it on top of that. We'll see. Okay, there's that. Okay, I want Dave. We'll try this. I want the March 6, 1916. So there. So this is where that, and I may actually just want, I'm almost wanting that kind of cockeyed this way. Instead of just the more traditional, unless I did the words as cockeyed. I did, maybe I like that better. Maybe I like that better. Oh, I think I like that better. And then have this straight and like right on the edge of that. Okay. All right, now we are at 2 hours and 43. Oh my word, 2 hours and 40. We're almost nearly to the stopping point on this. Well, you know, hey, it turned out we've kind of went back and forth. And in this case, I'm kind of glad that we did. I ended up going back and forth, and you can kind of start seeing where this, because I did need to make progress on that thing because that's part of the giveaway. And then this is just for my pure, just to play. Okay, so let's see. We're slightly crooked. Okay. And I'm learning because I love, I don't like the fact that I'm covering up my Neo 2s, but I'm still learning that to just go ahead and cover it up. You know, even though I put it down, just go ahead and cover it up. It's okay. If that's what you know, if that's the next layer, if that's what, you know, just do it. Don't get hyper about it. Okay, now. And here, I can, you know what? Let me mark with my sepia Prisma. I'm going to mark off. Let me get something underneath here. You know, because white on white, when you're trying to make a, doesn't always, yeah. You need to have that. So here's a 3/8 inch. I'm going to mark off. And it also occurred to me that I've got a few of my neutral prismas here. I can make marks with that. Let me put this back up. The reason why these are here and not put up is because I need to mark them down because I used them on something and I need to keep track of the color combinations that I used. Yeah. All right, so right there, that 3/8. So I now know. Oh, there's, yeah, if I go right to the edge, then I have this here. But if I use the 3/8 inch mark over here, then it's just, yeah, right at that end of the 1916 that I wanted to keep. So, but then having this, then I could mark off a 1/4 inch here and then put, yeah, who knows? I could put, yeah. And I like this down here I want because of walking through trees, the cool heat and pain. To cool, yeah. I kind of like that idea. Okay. And but now, see, now that I have this, and you know, I ended up. Let me go ahead and glue this down because then those are the. So for this, now here, I like this is the Van Dyke Brown, and I actually like the way it. I see. I'm gonna have to. I'll have to write these 4 down. The combination because I actually liked them. Yeah, now here, get this, but my thought is, do I want to glue that down there? And again, I'm off the camera down here on the bottom. So part of what I'm kind of, going back through teaching myself is the shadow and how I can do approximately 1/4 inch here, or even like right at that. But then right here is a shadow. There's a portion of the shadow there. It's like, yeah. I actually kind of like that. Let's just do it. And then I'm also remembering just to do it. Don't sit and go waste 20 minutes. Don't waste 20 minutes. Oh, okay, put that there. Doesn't have a lid on it, but okay, now it's safe. All right, so we're going to cover up the splatters. Just do it. Just cover up those splatters no matter what. Just cover them up. Oh, yeah, this. And of course, on this side, I'm rubbing on this. So I am going to end up with a little bit of resistance, but knowing that, hey, you just have to, yeah. All right. So for those people who are on the tape, obviously I won't be getting done with this anytime soon, but yeah. Okay, we're going to go ahead. No, not this, not glue here. Glue here. Let me get that. Okay. And this too, I don't know. I can get up, get me some lunch, and then I can maybe sit back down and just keep working on this. So, oh, this is a little too close to the edge, but let's see, let's just work it. I'm going to have to bring, in order to have it, I'll have to bring the edge of that piece of paper clear to the to the spine. Oh, and you can see how the fork marks, see here? How, oh, and oddly enough, it's like it says here, the far off, unseeing, strove and strove again. It's like, because I glued it on top of one of these fork, it almost looks like it's been crossed out or underlined. Hey. Okay, so obviously I want I think this has, well, wait a minute. Hold on, because see, now that I have it over here, I'm like, oh my, is it telling me that, you see what I'm saying? How when I switch it over here, it almost is looking like the leaf, if it had a face and eyeballs, that it was looking out. But you see what I'm saying? Now that I have, and there's a shadow, there's a darker shadow here. This is the lighter shadow. But then the minute I put it over here, do you see what I'm saying? Is it just me? Or do you guys, I know there's a delay, but do you see what I'm saying there? Let me get these moved. that the fact that the shadow is better over here. Let's see here. I've got, and I could put different clouds. There's a tick. I can put some ticks in there. Why not? I've got a leaf here. I've got, ooh, this big leaf. And I've got my Pavla. I believe it's yeah. Magicals tonight. So here now, oh guys, I found, and the reason why I put them in my Alphabetica, you kind of think about some of these stencils I have, and Miss Rose sent me these bridal stencils where you have all the bling and you draw and you do, and oh my word, I took some of these fashion magazine pages and I actually ticks, yes, ticks, yeah, bugs, ticks. Here's a bunny, here's Bambi, and a heart and a circle for whatever reason. Maybe it's like it's a cloud. Maybe it's a cloud bubble, Yeah. It's a bug, but it looks more like a tick or like a flea. Maybe it's a flea. I haven't seen, well, no, I have seen a tick before, but anyway, yeah, maybe it's a flea. It's a bug. Anyway, so now, then here, I've got, sorry. Oh, sorry. All right, so no, stop recording.